Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn process states and schedulers in operating systems in very simple and clear way. Okay. So what is process? Let's understand what is a process. Okay. Basically a process is basically a program in execution. It's not just the program store on the disk. Okay, it's the program that is currently running with its data, instructions and resources in the computer. Okay, so basically program is basically a program in execution. It's not just the program store on the disk. It's the program that is currently running with its data, instructions and resources in the computer. Okay, so basically a process goes through different states during its life cycle. Think of it like stages in a student's day. Okay, first one is new. The process is just created. Example is like you just open a music app on your phone. Okay, then ready. In ready the process is waiting for CPU. In ready process is waiting for CPU. Okay, example is like the app is loaded waiting for the CPU to start playing the song. Okay, third one is running. In running the CPU is process executing the process. Okay, process. Example is like the song is playing. Okay, then waiting block. Basically the process is waiting for an event or IO. Okay, example is the song is buffering because of slow internet. Okay, then terminated, exit, means the process has finished execution. Example like the song finish playing. Okay, now see process state diagram. First is new, then ready, then running, waiting, ready, running and exit, terminated. Okay, so now you can see schedulers in operating system. Basically schedulers are like managers. Okay, schedulers are like managers who decide which process gets the CPU and in what order. Okay, so basically schedulers are like managers. Okay, schedulers are like managers who decide to which process gets the CPU and in what order. Okay, so basically there are three types of scheduler. First one is long term scheduler, job scheduler. Okay, so long term scheduler decides which jobs from the job queue enter the system into the ready queue. Okay, and controls how many processes are in memory at a time and runs less frequently. Okay, runs less frequently. Example is like, see, a school principal deciding which students can enter the classroom. Okay, then medium term scheduler. Okay, medium term scheduler. In medium term scheduler, mm, can temporarily suspend a process from memory to reduce CPU load. Okay, CPU load. Okay. Medium term scheduler means can temporarily suspend a process from memory to reduce CPU load. So later it can resume the process. Okay. Example is like sending some students for lunch break, so the classroom is less crowded. Okay. Third one is short term scheduler means CPU scheduler. In short term scheduler chooses a process from the ready queue and assigns the CPU. Okay. In short term scheduler chooses a process from the ready queue. Okay. Ready queue. Okay. In short term scheduler processes runs very frequently. Example is like teacher calling a student to answer a question immediately. Okay. So basically process stages in process life is like process life cycle is new, then ready, then running, waiting, and terminated exit. Okay. And the schedulers means decide which process runs when, keeping CPU and system efficient. Okay. So see, basically think of process states as the life of a task and schedulers as managers controlling tasks in a school or like office. Okay. See, so basically a process is just a program that is running. Okay. So it includes the program's instructions, data, and resources while it is being executed. Okay. And the process goes through different types of states during its life. First one is new, then ready, then running, then waiting. Okay. So in new, the process is just created, like you open a music app. Okay. Then ready, process is waiting for CPU. Example is like this app is ready to play the song or music. Then running, CPU is executing the process. Example is like song is playing. Then waiting block. So in waiting, process is waiting for something new. Example is like song is buffering because of slow internet. Okay. Then terminated. Then terminated. Okay. In terminated, process has finished. Example is like song finish playing. Okay. Then schedulers in operating system. Like see, schedulers basically decide which process will run on CPU. Okay. There are basically three types. First one is long term scheduler, then medium term scheduler, then short term scheduler. Okay. Long term scheduler, then medium term scheduler, then short term scheduler. Okay. Medium term and short term. Short term scheduler. See, so basically long term scheduler is like chooses which jobs enter the system. Example is like school principal deciding which students enter. Then medium term scheduler. So in medium term scheduler, like can pause a process and resume later. Example is like sending students for lunch to reduce crowd. Okay. Then short term scheduler. So basically short term scheduler is like chooses which process from the ready queue runs next. Example is like teacher calling a student immediately to answer. Okay. If you found this helpful, like, share, then subscribe. Okay. Thank you.